Hello, kiddos. Here we are again. This is the week of Monday, April 6th. So I wanted to start the lesson video with just a picture of the week at a glance. So this is also available for you in Canvas right there in that online learning module. This is probably what you clicked on to get to this video right here that you're watching. So just a quick overview of our week this week in science. On Monday, you're just going to watch this video in full completion, beginning to end. On Tuesday, you're going to complete a quick 10-question quiz on Canvas. On Wednesday, you have the option, if you want to watch some of these cool videos about the weirdest animal adaptations. And believe me, some of them are quite interesting and surprising. On Thursday and Friday, you're going to be using your time to research an animal or plant of your choice. And if you would like to start this on Wednesday, you can do that to give you 3 full days to finish. But you're going to watch a video that you find posted on Thursday's little square right here. And that video will be a separate video of directions from me to kind of give you a heads up about how to go about completing that research project on that animal and plant. And then you are going to click here in the next link on number 2 on Thursday to help you get started. It'll force you to make a copy of a slide that you can start to create a template for that project. And then you have the rest of the week to finish that. I'll be checking for it on Friday and sending reminders throughout the weekend and then the following Monday to your parents if I don't receive that from you. So the 2 things you'll be submitting for science this week are the Canvas quiz on Tuesday, and then on Friday, the slide that you complete after you research an animal and plant on your own. Okay, so let's talk about animal and plant adaptations today. What is an adaptation? It's a change by which a plant or animal becomes better suited to its environment. So basically, the plant or animal makes a change to survive, whether that's a change to protect or a change to find food, a change to fool its predator, and we'll see lots of interesting ones today. There are 2 types of adaptations. They're categorized with structural adaptations or behavioral. We're going to talk about each one of those. So let's talk about behavioral adaptations first. These are things plants and animals do to survive. So for example, this is a little chipmunk. Isn't he so cute? Chipmunks collect and store extra food in the summer so that they have plenty of food to eat in the winters. That's an adaptation, a behavioral adaptation, something that the chipmunk does so that it helps it survive in the winter when its food is not available. Dormancy is another behavioral adaptation. And this is interesting because it's a behavioral adaptation of plants. We don't necessarily think about plants behaving differently sometimes. But if you have maybe bushes or flowers that are in your front yard, maybe in the wintertime, they look like they're dead. But really in the springtime, they come back green and luscious and full of flowers. That would be dormancy. Sometimes plants go dormant for the winter and then they come back full force in the spring when it gets warmer. Hibernation is a behavioral adaptation. So this is a picture of a bear, a brown bear, conserving its energy while its food is not available during the winter. So they oftentimes live in cold areas like Alaska, and then they, or even mountainous areas within the United States, lower than Alaska, but they will hibernate during the winter because they might eat stuff like grass, and they might eat salmon and things like that that they can't find in the winter. So they store up all that food and eat a whole lot in the spring and summer and then sleep for the winter to preserve energy while their food's not available. Another behavioral adaptation would be playing dead. So here you see some frogs pretending like they're dead, a possum pretending like you're dead, so that they can that's a way for them to have self-defense, where their predator might think they're already dead and then they walk away. Another one would be how plants grow towards the sun. In fact, my marigold that I've been growing, just like maybe some of you have, is on my windowsill in the kitchen, and it's actually growing towards the window because it's growing towards the sun, just like these plants here. Now we have some structural adaptations. Structural adaptations are physical features on plants and animals that help them survive. So as opposed to things that they do, which are behavioral, these are structural. They're actually physical features, characteristics of their physical nature. So cactus, for example, have long, widespread roots, and you can see the roots here in this picture. And so they collect as much water as possible during the rainy seasons so that they can soak it up and keep it for the seasons where they don't have any rain. Camouflage is another structural adaptation. So, like a tiger is camouflaged here in the grass. It's ready to secretly attack its prey by surprise. And then here is a lizard you can barely see on that fern right there that's hiding because it's camouflaged. It matches the environment. So, camouflage means to blend into its environment. That's a structural adaptation. Another structural adaptation that's quite interesting, I think, is mimicry. So I know my little video is right here, but you can see the coral snake right here, and you can see how similar it is to the king snake. And the coral snake and king snake mimic each other. The only difference is a little bit of the order of the colors. The coral snake, however, is very venomous and dangerous, whereas the king snake is not harmful at all. And then here you see a moth, which we actually call the owl moth. And it is very similar to what an owl might look like. That's also mimicry, where an animal or plant looks like another plant or animal species. Another structural adaptation would be shape of teeth. So eating specific foods give us little hints at what kind of foods that they eat. So this would be the mouth of something like a donkey that has really flat teeth and eats maybe grass. And then here we have a tiger that has really sharp teeth, and you can obviously tell they're a carnivore. This is another structural adaptation, waxy leaves. So a plant might have really waxy leaves to retain water for seasons that might not be as rainy, so that they can still continue that photosynthesis process of creating its own food as a producer. But they're able to retain that water due to their structural adaptation of waxy leaves. Okay, that's it for today. Pretty easy, huh? Tomorrow, you'll be taking that 10-question Canvas quiz about structural and behavioral adaptations. Wednesday, there's a few fun videos about weird animals. And then Thursday and Friday is when you're going to be creating that Google slide about adaptations of an animal and plant of your choice. So make sure to watch the instruction video for that Google slide. Okay, bye, kiddos.